viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. A public interest litigation has been filed before the Supreme Court of India seeking a court-monitored independent investigation into the tragic Air India Dreamliner crash that occurred in Ahmedabad on June 12, 2025. The accident claimed the lives of 260 people, including passengers, crew and civilians on the ground. The petition, filed under Article 32 of the Constitution by the Safety Matters Foundation, an aviation safety NGO led by Captain Amit Singh, raises serious concerns about the preliminary findings released by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau and calls for complete transparency and accountability in the investigative process. The NGO challenges the AAIB's preliminary report released on July 12, which attributes the crash to a sudden transition of both fuel cutoff switches from run to cutoff during takeoff, an action that caused both the engines to lose thrust within 30 seconds. While this points to pilot error, the petition argues that the report is selective, incomplete and biased, failing to consider known technical faults and systematic lapses. The plea highlights that the AAIB has paraphrased cockpit voice recordings without providing full transcripts or timestamps, giving a misleading impression that unfairly blames the pilots and absolves the aircraft manufacturer and airline of responsibility. The petition invokes violations of Articles 21, 14 and 19 subsection 1A of the Constitution, stating that the current investigation compromises the right to life, safety, dignity and freedom of information. Captain Amit Singh emphasizes that each passenger boards an aircraft with the legitimate expectation that the skies are safe and that, in the event of a tragedy, the investigation will be thorough, transparent and free from bias. The case, he argues, is not just about one crash but about maintaining public faith in India's civil aviation system. The petition also alleges a serious conflict of interest as 3 out of 5 investigators on the AAIB panel are serving officers of the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, the very authority responsible for certifying aircraft and monitoring airline operations. This compromises the independence of the probe and violates global standards, particularly Annex 13 of the Chicago Convention, which mandates independent, impartial and prevention-focused accident investigations. Further, the plea points out several overlooked issues in the AAIB's report. These include the failure to investigate known vulnerabilities in the Boeing 787's fuel switch locking mechanism, previously flagged by the US FAA, the dismissal of significant electrical anomalies such as the bus power control unit faults and the deployment of the Ram Air Tribune, and multiple engine relight attempts which suggest transient technical faults rather than deliberate human action. The destruction of one of the enhanced aircraft flight recorders due to unexplained thermal damage and remains unaddressed. Adding to the controversy, the sole surviving passenger's account, which included reports of flickering cabin lights and electrical failures, was excluded from the report. The petitioner believes this selective omission skews the narrative against the pilots and hides critical safety concerns from the public. The petition seeks the immediate public release of all the recovered black box data, including the full digital flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, which transcripts and fault records. It also urges the court to appoint an independent team of experts to monitor the investigation process. As families continue to mourn and await full compensation, the plea stresses that ensuring truth, accountability and justice is not only about honoring the dead but also protecting future passengers. The final report is expected in June 2026, but the petition warns that without transparency and impartial oversight, the integrity of India's aviation safety framework is at serious risk. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.